Chapter 53. The Fear. The world stands upon two pillars, love and fear. One without the other is incomplete. Zohar. The fear had not gone from me at the dawn's gray light, smoking the first joint of a new and broken day, bringing more leaden indecision, denial and procrastination jumbling in my stomach, upsetting my grip, trapped in a place I couldn't remain, spit on a griddle, barely with the gumption to swallow, holding the stone in my hand again. Bill said, "A little crazy to carry a stone 3,000 miles. I looked at his bony face and skeletal arms, teeth gray, skin a pallor as leaden as the dawn, generally looking fit to be pushed into a pit by a bulldozer. Now you're worried about crazy?" The waves were very low, too low to offer their medicine. In the night's crusted aftermath I frittered, stone in hand. Somehow the stone seemed inadequate or incomplete, not up to the task. I had the impulse to go, to set out to return to the lunar spires, to break the naked overcast neutrality, to walk the beach, to travel through the ominous air, to cool my feet in the flat froth, to regain the rough stone, to find the rest of the story. But halfway down the beach, all was not calm. A shadowy, fleeting figure over on the lunar cliffs caught my eye, a focused, diabolical spirit. Even far off, somehow I knew it had zeroed in on me and was closing. Once it was on the beach, I realized it was a black dog, and as it drew closer, I could see white foam at the mouth. It was most certainly looking only at me. I turned back, and the dog started to trot, looking at me dead on. The only trees on the beach were a few low palms, but I didn't know how to climb palms. This was monkey fear. I started to run, and the dog ran faster. I thought I could make it to the amphitheater, where there was a certain part of the cliff that a monkey boy could climb, but a dog could not. But the dog was closing on me too fast. In the water, where I was more at home, I might be able to wrestle and drown it, but that was an uncertain business, and I might well get bitten before I could finish the hellhound off. There was a certain smooth lava rock, a bit bigger than my backpack, I'd noticed before. I figured I could make it there and lift it. It was my only hope. I tried to pick it up, but I could lift it only to my waist. I figured I could drop it on the dog's head and that would kill it. But as I pictured it all play out, I could see it dodging the rock and biting me anyway. The mad dog was too close for me to come up with another idea, so I just watched it running with its head steady on me in a plane, jaws dripping froth, eyes locked on me. I tried to recall what you're supposed to do if you were bitten by a rabid dog, but I seemed to recollect it involved shots at a hospital, and the complexity of finding a hospital overwhelmed me as I got lost in his deep black pupils. Out of nowhere, a crow flew down and smacked the dog on the head with both feet. This movement of the gears of fate broke the dog's rabid mojo, and it loped off towards the volcano with its tail between its legs, a changed being. I ran to the squat, the fear alive in my veins, sharply aware I'd been saved by a mysterious agency governing the narrow eyes of crows. I tried to digest this obscure lesson, holding my singular smooth stone talisman. It felt like a lie to give it to my dad in a way I couldn't explain. There was more to the story, even if I couldn't say what part of what story. I sat on my sleeping bag smoking joints, leaning on the wall of our piazza, as Bill doled out what he considered necessary in the face of a story he clearly didn't believe. But I was lost in the omen. There was a message or dynamic in it I couldn't fathom. dead horse walking, as strong as any demon possession. This was my first experience of mortal fear. I couldn't conceptualize my own death, but fear of fear makes you a wide-eyed zombie, unable to live or die, unable to defend yourself, walking in the old hag syndrome, a waking sleep paralysis. You want to run, to speak about how fucked over you are, but the words won't form. Feet are tangled, fingers clenched against themselves. After a long time staring at the gray horizon, I said to Bill, "Maybe the question is, what do you fear?" Bill looked narrowly at me, suspiciously, as if I were invading his private Eden of terror. So I said, "Like, do you fear the dog, or the crow, or the sky? Or maybe the word is awe. What are you in awe of? But we're just running. Everybody is just running. Except maybe the mouse." I scanned the beach and the palm-dotted scrub on the dunes for any hint of black dog for most of the afternoon. Just before sunset, I decided to go down through the mouse's thorns and sandcastle lava spires and miniature crumbling megaliths, and out across the endless plain of beach under the thickening sky, to wade the little ankle-deep river draining the mangrove swamp. To ascend to the lunar plains of sand where I'd first seen the mad dog. My footprints, Bill's, and the dog's remained only slightly wind-softened, tangled in a troubled zone on the otherwise perfectly wind-rippled dunes, eddying smooth forms around unnumbered broken teeth and jagged mini Gibraltars of lava, still shining oiled rubber, freshly spit from the volcano's mouth into the ear of the sea. Again I dowsed for the chosen stone and picked it up blindly. It was as obdurate as Bill's innermost soul, a war within, fitting too heavily in my hand, channeling Bill's inner 45 off into the diffuse, indeterminate gray sea horizon, the heavy air pushing me downward and outward and back to the squat. The tremulous sunset struggled for color in gray anxiety, in uncertainty with a silver tinge. The cataclysmic situation came crashing in like the banalities of local TV news. The sun was setting, the day was ending, and we had to go in the morning. I knew it for a fact. I didn't need Bill to tell me. I knew. I was a gringo, by definition a stranger in a strange land. Tourist card justifying my presence, gone with the wind. A nearly broke stranger with no skills, in a place where money doesn't come easy, and that's a bad place to be broke. Even I could figure that out, despite all my real-world knowledge being hearsay, supposition, and suspect, even to me. The realization that I didn't have a clue got my blood pumping into a fear beyond any previous fretting or angst-ridden apprehension. I'd become a wisp of smoke, a spirit like a battered feather in a hard wind. No hard yes, no firm no, no direction home, no home, or so it seemed. The abstract road amped me up, and my mind ran wild and ignorant, tripling my heart rate, unsteadying my hands. Fear magnified in the crossed eyes of joking devil dwarfs looking down from their knee-high temples. I could feel them on my neck looking down on me on the lunar dunes. The sound of low waves, my alter ego Aqua, was no comfort, as I began my trudge back to the squat like returning from Stalingrad. What if the guy from Veracruz came back and reclaimed the place? The war criminal's wife said he hadn't come in more than a year. Perhaps now was his time. It looked like rain. Where would we go? Slowly my fear reincarnated into the red smoldering eyes of the thick-necked shark with his 12-year-old bride. We would have to walk by him, his eyes like heavy fists pressing on me from his catacombs of smoldering resentment. too figured they were the end, but they were just the beginning of it. Back at the squat, Bill was saying we had to go, and as the sunlight was getting lost, I was going through my stuff, deciding what to pack and what to abandon. But I packed those Vulcan stones for my dad, hoping to align my selected talismans with whatever puts ideas in Crow's minds. I didn't understand it, but I figured my dad would.